Good afternoon and welcome to Vintage Throne Stadium in Springwater Township. This afternoon, inter-county baseball as the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers battle the Barrie Baycats. Hi again, everyone, and welcome. I'm Ben Davy along with Julius Hern on a very warm Saturday afternoon here at the ballpark. The Baycats eager, no doubt, to put Thursday night's lopsided loss behind them. Their opponent today will be a team that we all get to see for the very first time, the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, an expansion club, Julius, that got off to a great start, winning their first two games in their inaugural season.
They've got off to a great start, first two wins, obviously, but the last four have been losses for them. However, they have been very good offensively. They've been putting up the runs, double digits, even in that one loss against London. So no better day than this beautiful day at Vintage Throne Stadium to see a brand new team face the Barrie Baycats for the first time.
Looking forward to it. It's the Barnstormers and the Baycats this afternoon at Vintage Throne Stadium. Let's join public address announcer Rob Daniels now with today's starting lineups.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, welcome to Vintage Throne Stadium for season number 23 of Barrie Baycats baseball. Today is another Paul Sadlin Motors Junior Baycats Day at the ballpark, and it features the visiting Chatham-Kent Barnstormers and your Barrie Baycats. The Baycats would like to welcome the Barnstormers to the Inter-County Baseball League, as this is the first time ever that these two teams have played one another. Here are this afternoon's starting lineups. First for the visiting Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, managed by Dan Norman. Batting first in center field, number 6, Lee Cusera. Batting second, the third baseman, number 3, Dan Battle. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 3, Seth Strong. Batting fourth in left field, number 23, Braxton Haggett. Batting fourth, the left fielder, number 23, Braxton Haggett. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 6, Robert Mackey. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 20, Trent Sillett. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 10, Greg Campbell. Batting eighth at shortstop, number 13, Torin Vasilinek. And batting ninth in right field, number 25, Spencer Marin. Pitching this afternoon for Chatham-Kent, number 27, Cam O'Reilly. And now the starting lineup, ladies and gentlemen, for your Barrie Baycats, managed by Josh Matlow. Batting first in center field, number 9, Canis Icho. Batting second, the second baseman, number 6, Kyle Mays. Batting third, the third baseman, number 26, Adam Odd. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 27, Ryan Rio. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 55, Mr. Hayden Jaco. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 20, Dolan Mecabroda. Batting seventh in right field, number 2, Ricky Phillips. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 28, Noah Hall. Batting ninth at shortstop, number 3, Carson Burns. On the mound this afternoon for the Baycats, number 30, Juan Benitez. Here are the umpires for this afternoon's contest. Calling the balls and strikes, James Lyles. At first base, Scott Costello. And handling second and third this afternoon, Preston Hughes. Fans, we ask that you please rise if you are able to, and kindly remove your hats. Fans, we have a special group of people here to sing our national anthem. Please welcome the choir from Johnson Street Public School. These students, ranging from grade 2 all the way to grade 6, are a talented group of individuals. Having won a silver medal at last year's Barrie Kiwanis Music Festival, they'd like to thank the Barrie Baycats for inviting them here today. Take it away. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the choir from Johnson Street Public School. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome to the mound the principal from Johnson Street Public School, who will throw out today's ceremonial first pitch. Welcome to the ballpark, Mrs. Lindsay. It is your pitch.
A great pitch by the principal of Johnson Street Public School to start the afternoon here at Vintage Throne Stadium. It's the Barnstormers and the Baycats. IBL baseball for you on Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie. Let's run down the lineup for the Barnstormers here in their first visit to this ballpark. Lee Kuchera, the center fielder, leading off. Dan Battelle, former London Major, at third base, batting second. Seth Strong, power-hitting DH, bats third. The cleanup man is Braxton Haggith, the left fielder. Robert Mackey bats fifth at second base. Trent Sillett at first base, batting sixth. Greg Kemble, Torin Vasilenek, and Spencer Moran round out the lineup for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers today.
And on the mound to start for the Baycats is Juan Benitez, making his third appearance of the season, a guy that we've noticed has kind of got off to some slow starts in his IBL career. His last appearance actually was closing out the game. That was against the Brantford Red Sox a couple weeks ago. Hopefully for Josh Matlow, he's hoping that Juan Benitez can kind of turn the tide on something that, a trend that you might not like to see from Juan Benitez.
Barnstormers looking sharp in their road black uniforms with white pinstripes, managed by Don Norman, their GM Harry Muir, President Dom Donnell. Lots of excitement throughout the offseason as this club added pieces and began to build for this, their inaugural year. And nice to have a really welcoming round of applause from the fans here at Vintage Throne Stadium to get their first look at this ball club. Yeah,
and the great thing that I found, kind of coming into this game, looking at their rosters, a lot of the guys that they have are local guys. Guys that have come up through the Chatham Minor Baseball Association, guys that played locally, maybe it's the Windsor area or around that region. A lot of those guys are from the area, so they've taken a lot of pride in having that Barnstormer name on their chest.
Played their first game in franchise history 2 weeks ago today. And here in Barrie to battle the Baycats this afternoon for the first time. Home plate umpire James Lyles, Scott Costello at first, Preston Hughes at third. As here comes Lee Kuchera to face Juan Benitez, the Dominican right-hander. Benitez in his 4th season with the Baycats. Winds and fires. First pitch of the game, fouled off at home plate. We're underway at 4:10 on this Saturday afternoon. Beautiful day in Barrie. Sitting at 23 degrees right now for our game time temperature. Humidex just 24, so quite comfortable day. With some cloud cover as well, so the fans aren't sitting in direct sunlight. That's certainly making things more comfortable. Very slight wind right now. It's in and from left to right.
We should be getting a high of about 25 this afternoon with the cloud cover, and Humidex feeling like 27. So it could heat up as the game progresses.
You know those hot, muggy days are coming in June and July.
Hey,
here we are, the 1st of June
1st
already.
June.
And the weather pretty much absolutely perfect for June 1st, I'd have to say.
Couldn't ask for a better day.
Benitez deals, hit down the line, and that's a foul ball.
That was just foul. It kind of took that little left turn as it approached the third base bag, and
it hit fair and then crossed the bag foul. Third base ump Preston Hughes there to make the call. Hughes was the home plate umpire here on Thursday night. Juan Benitez to Lee Kuchera, 2-2 incoming. Swing and a miss. Our first strikeout of the day. Brought to you by IMP North.
great start for Benitez. Like I said earlier, he kind of struggles to start the game. First inning, usually not a problem for him, but once you get into the second and third innings, that's where he starts to struggle, and that's kind of the reason why he was put in relief earlier this year.
Give you the Baycat defense here behind Juan Benitez as Dan Vattel, the third baseman, comes to the plate. First pitch, and he hits that one past the second baseman and into center field. Barnstormers get their first hit of the day off the bat of Dan Vattel.
Speaking of the defense, here it is. Noah Hull's getting a start in left field. He kind of struggled a little bit at third on Thursday, so he's in the outfield today. Kenisi Ejos in center, Ricky Phillips out there in right. On the infield, Adam Odd is at third base instead of Noah Hull. Carson Burns gets the usual start at shortstop. Kyle Maves is back on the lineup at second. Noah Macabroda at first with Hayden Jaco behind the dish.
And I'm giving you a gold star right off the top of the broadcast today, Julius. You know why? Because I put the defense out here. This one's lined to right center. It'll drop. So back-to-back singles for the Barnstormers. And rounding second is Kuchera. The slide. He's in. Runners on the corners. One out. Close play at third. Adam Odd thought maybe he got the tag down on time, but the third base umpire is saying no. So the gold star is because I put the defense down here for you to read, and then I realized this was from the Hamilton game on Thursday, and you went right ahead with your own notes, wisely so.
Just perfect timing.
It was, because, yeah, the game for that, defense for that Hamilton game is a little different than today's. Malik Williams no longer with the Baycats. We'll tell you more about that in a moment. Here's the pitch from Benitez. First pitch swinging. It's hit high, foul territory, and out of the reach of Adam Odd. So Malik Williams getting a shot in the Frontier League.
Yeah, he's back playing pro ball. He's with the Ottawa Titans. Again, just signed yesterday and actually played right away. He went 1 for 3 in a 5-4 win over the Windy City Thunderbirds.
So it's just 6 games here for the Baycats, and he played 9 last season before leaving the club, and certainly we wish him all the best. Maybe he comes back for the postseason. You never know.
Williams went 9 for 21 during his stint this year.
Certainly caught their attention, and this one skied to left field, foul territory. It is playable, but it will just drop out of the reach of Odd, who went sprinting back. Left fielder Noah Hull came in. Neither of them could get there. So the count 1-2.
We remember last year, Malik Williams actually started the year in the Frontier League with Trois-Rivières, came back to the Baycats, and then towards the end of the season went back to the Frontier League and then came back to the Baycats again for the end of the playoff run.
Yeah, a lot of players in the IBL will end up splitting their time throughout the season between both leagues. I think Marcel Lacasse had that a couple of stints there where he was playing in Quebec for a stretch, and this one fouled off again to the left side. So 1-2 count to cleanup man Braxton Haggith. Barnstormers in business here with runners on the corners and just one out in the first inning.
Talking about Williams, there's a reason he played Division I baseball at Lipscomb University. Very talented hitter, and he's shown that each stint he's had with the Baycats.
Same spot, over near the Barnstormer bullpen. And a mob of about 9 kids run after that baseball. Junior Baycat Day here on this Saturday afternoon. And those kids can turn those baseballs in for Baycat Bucks, new for 2024. Save up enough of those, you can buy some merchandise. Step on the bag, 1 to second, and they apply the tag for the double play. A great job by Nolan Macabrota, who had the presence of mind to get the sure out and then fire it down to second, and the tag was applied. So Baycats get off the field without allowing any runs, and we're through half an inning. Scoreless at Vintage Throne Stadium. Watching Rogers TV and Baycats TV on YouTube. From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on ESSA Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
Hi, I'm Chrissy Fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Moving.ca. For all your moving needs for over 35 years, Moving.ca. The original 2 men who just happen to be small, who make moving stress-free. 2 small men with big hearts moving. We always have a big heart for you at Moving.ca.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just $8.99 each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
Here come the Barrie Baycats. Behind manager Josh Matlow, Kinesi Joe to lead it off. Kyle Maves, Adam Ott to follow. Ryan Rio in the cleanup spot. Hayden Jaco back in the lineup this afternoon. He's behind the plate batting 5th. Nolan Macabrota at first bat 6th. Ricky Phillips, Noah Hull, Carson Burns. Bottom third of the order for Barrie today.
And no face, Cam O'Reilly. Played with the London Majors last year, and before that a little bit of time with the Welland Jackfish. But this is the guy that he's from the Windsor area, so local to Chatham-Kent area.
Hard-throwing left-hander was absolutely bringing it in his warm-up tosses. That one slipped. Kinesi Joe, 1-0. O'Reilly working from the stretch with the bases empty. To the belt. Kicks and deals, and it's outside 2-0 to Ejo.
O'Reilly was the OCAA Pitcher of the Year in 2021, pitching for St. Clair College, and had a 0.88 ERA and a 4-0 record.
Pitch on the way. It's a fastball for a strike, 2-1.
Actually, a lot of the pitchers on the Barnstormers roster pitched at St. Clair College. So like I said earlier, a lot of local guys are gathering together for this roster.
2 balls, 1 strike. And this one lined up the middle into center field. It's a base hit. Ejo aboard, 1 down. Here's the defense for Chatham-Kent.
For the Barnstormers in the field, Braxton Haggith, the left fielder. Lee Casera is in center. Spencer Morin is in right field. On the infield, Dan Battelle at third. Torin Vaselnak at short. Robert Mackey gets to start at second. Trent Sillette at first, with Greg Kemble behind the dish.
Kyle Maves back with the Baycats here in 2024 after 23 games with the club last year. Versatile defensively, a good utility player. Second base today, shows bunt, and it's fouled.
He made his first appearance of the season on Wednesday in that big 11-3 win against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and had a hit in that game. And it's good to see him back in the Baycats uniform again in 2024.
2 lopsided games for the Baycats this week already. You mentioned the win in Toronto and then losing to Hamilton here. Big time on Thursday night. Nothing seemed to go well for the Baycats that evening, either at the plate or on the field. Here's the pitch, and he takes it inside. 1-1.
Yeah, and Tyler Duncan was really the star of the show for the Cardinals. He went 3 for 7 with a couple runs, a home run that kind of sealed the deal in the 9th inning.
5 runs in the 6th for the Cardinals, and they didn't look back from that point on. Low and in, and it's 2 balls and a strike to Kyle Maves. Ejo last season setting the Barrie Baycats franchise mark for stolen bases with 26, caught just twice. Takes a big lead here on this 2-1 count, does not go, and it's hit on the ground, and is through. The shortstop, Torin Vasilanic, was leaning the wrong way. The throw in as Ejo tries for third, and he's in safely. Kyle Maves takes second on the throw. So runners on the corners for Barrie in the first.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Vasilanic kind of broke the wrong way, seeing that ground ball. He was looking to gather that already and turn a double play, and by the time he realized where the ball was, it was on the other side of him, and he had no shot at it.
I'm not sure why his feet were moving to the second base side on that play. Ejo was not off with that pitch. He didn't even bluff a start, so it's not like he was trying to get in position for the throw. But just by the time he could get his footing and his momentum the other direction, that ball was out of his reach. And this one to right field, hit pretty deep. It's up, and it is caught on a great grab by Spencer Moran, crashing into the wall. Tagging up and scoring is Kenise Ejo. Barrie is on the board. But what a catch by Spencer Moran on that deep fly ball to right.
It looked like he kind of got spun around on it a little bit, but he found it in the air again, and he wasn't really feeling his way in for the wall. And once he got to the warning track, the wall was kind of surprised him a little bit, but he ended up making the catch right before he made contact. Great effort there by Moran.
Ran right into the fence, was able to keep the ball in his glove. The wind blowing slightly in. Otherwise, that would have been awful close to being a home run. Rio hits that right up the middle, and it's through into center field. An RBI for Ryan Rio. Kyle Maves will score. It's 2-0 Barrie.
This is exactly what you want to see for the Baycats after that really rough game on Thursday, an 11-1 loss to Hamilton, getting the bats going early, getting an early 2-run lead already, and there's only 1 out so far, so possibly more to come here for the Baycats.
Well, that ball off Adamod's bat just sounded amazing.
It looked like a perfect swing, I will say.
He made great contact. Curveball missed. Pretty good speed variance here from Cam O'Reilly mixing up these pitches, but the Baycats aggressive at the plate here early on in this ball game.
O'Reilly pitched on Thursday 53 pitches in that loss against Kitchener.
It's called strike, 1-1. The left-hander comes set. Here's the pitch, off speed, and it's a strike on the corner. 1-2.
O'Reilly on Thursday went an inning and 2/3, gave up 4 hits and 4 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. By that game, it was already out of hand. The loss went to the starter.
So that was a relief appearance for O'Reilly. And Aiden Ryan, I believe, started that game Thursday night in Kitchener. Swing and a miss. Throw down with a runner going, and Rio swipes second base. So the strikeout to Jaco.
Really looked like he caught both the pitcher and the catcher off guard, Ryan Rio, and you rarely ever see him break off on a pitch. And first stolen base of the season, only had 1 last year.
With Rio in motion, I wonder if Jaco was in his mind just trying to protect the plate. Ended up lunging at that pitch, a feeble swing, strikes out. 2 down in the inning, but Rio now in scoring position.
It could have been a hit and run situation for sure. That's something they work on in batting practice before every game.
Don't often see Ryan Rio steal, but he's got his first swipe of the season. Nolan Macabrota, the first baseman. 2-0 Baycats, back-to-back singles, Ejo and Maves, and then the RBI by Ryan Rio. Adam Odd with a deep fly ball to bring in the game's first run. That one is outside, and the count is 2-0. Macabrota, the rookie, in his first season with the Baycats and in the IBL. Cam O'Reilly deals. Fastball low. 3-0. Macabrota in firm command of this at bat.
There's already action in the Barnstormers bullpen. Brian Louis is already throwing the left-hander.
.30 pitch. And it's a 4-pitch walk to Nolan Macabrota. 2 on, 2 out, and this is Ricky Phillips.
Right fielder number 2, Ricky Phillips.
Kind of had to imagine that O'Reilly was only going to be an opener today after 53 pitches just 2 days ago. Usually you don't really get all that much from a reliever, and it was kind of a shock to me seeing his name in the starting lineup, but definitely could be an opener.
Yeah, the Barnstormers play London tomorrow afternoon, so a situation where you don't want to use up all your arms here today if possible. Up the middle, picked up by the shortstop, and they get the force. At second base, Vasilenic to Mackey, and that'll do it for Barrie in the bottom of the first inning. 2-0 Baycats after one. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie. From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May. We go to the second at Vintage Throne Stadium. Baycats up 2-0 on the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. Robert Mackey, Trent Sillick, Greg Kemble up for the Barnstormers. Inning number 2, Juan Benitez throws, and it's fouled back to the screen. Barnstormers got back-to-back hits off Benitez in the first. Patel and Strong, but a double play off the bat of Braxton Haggith got Barrie off the field. Benitez throws that in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball to short. And Burns makes the throw to first in time. 1 away.
Looks like Benitez has already settled in. I mentioned earlier that the second inning might be a struggle for him, but definitely looks like he's settled in already. He's only had to face 5 batters through the first 4 outs.
Fastball, fly ball, right field, pretty deep. And it's in foul territory out of play. No balls and a strike. Josh Matlow telling me Christian Lazar expected to come out of the bullpen today at some point. They'll get as much as they can out of Benitez for sure. And then the plan following him is to bring in Sano.
I remember talking to Lazar on Thursday, and he said he was really eager to get back on the mound. He had that one appearance in Hamilton last week.
Back to the screen, and it's 0-2. This one to right field. It'll drop for a base hit. Picked up by Phillips. Barnstormers get one on with one out, and here's Greg Kemble.
10, Greg Kemble.
Well, not uncommon at all for Juan Benitez to give you 5 or 6 innings, and if they can get to that point, bring Christian Lazar in, you might not need to use Carlos Sano.
Well, imagine the goal is at least 5 for Benitez for sure. I mean, if you can keep him with the lead and get him a win, that would be the best case scenario for Josh Matlow.
This is the final game of the weekend for the Baycats. Called strike to Greg Kemble.
And they got 2 days off after this one, and they're in Guelph on Tuesday. Play the undefeated Royals.
Yeah, that's going to be a busy week. Tuesday night in Guelph. This one to third, and it's off Adam Odd. It goes into shallow left field. Hard hit ball. They're going to give him an error, so it's E5 on Odd. Baycats have had some problems defensively the last 2 games at that position.
Well, they don't call it the hot corner for nothing. Adam Odd was kind of playing a little bit further in than usual. He's kind of level with the bag. And just couldn't keep that ball in front of him. Went down to one knee to try and pick it up.
Be interesting to see who settles into that third base spot, if they can find someone who's comfortable there every day. Of course, the Baycats had Marcel Lacasse at third. Previous seasons, Victor Plaz played a lot of third base when he was here last year.
Actually, I want to correct myself. Noah Hull is playing third base right now. Brad McQuinn's in left. Just noticing that now, unfortunately. So I'm not sure if Carson Burns actually made the start.
Hayden Jaco off with the mask makes the catch. Two out in the inning.
Right fielder number 25, Spencer Narin.
47, so Brad McQuinn. So Adam Odd is out of the game.
Adam Odd's at short. It's Carson Burns that's not on the field.
Okay, so I think we have some defensive replacements already here.
It's just McQuinn in for Burns in terms of the lineup.
Carson Burns was out there in the first inning, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so I wonder if that might be a injury concern or.
So the outfield now, McQuinn, Ejo, and Phillips. Hull at third, Odd at short, Maves at second, Macabrota at first. We got that right?
Yes.
Okay. Battery, Benitez, and Jaco. We'll try to get the status on Carson Burns for you at some point here. 1-1 the count. Pitch from Benitez fouled off. And it's a 1-2 count to number 9 hitter Spencer Moran. Two on for the Barnstormers. Sillett at second, Kemble at first, 2 down. Juan Benitez looks in for the sign. Moran wiggles the bat. He deals. Hit weakly, back to the mound. Benitez, lots of time, makes the throw. It's clean and in time for the out. Down go the Barnstormers. They strand 2 more, and it's still 2-0 Baycats through an inning and a half. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend. From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. BarrieToday.com. Local news, weather, Baycat scores, and more. BarrieToday.com. Your community, your news.
Noah Hull for the Baycats comes to the plate here in the bottom of the second inning. 2-0 Barrie on this beautiful Saturday afternoon at Vintage Throne Stadium.
Left fielder number 28, Noah Hull.
Second inning brought to you by JC Unlimited Contracting. Design, supply, build, renovate, servicing Simcoe region for over a decade.
Hull takes the first pitch for a strike. So Brad McQuinn is going to hit in the number 9 spot today, not Carson Burns. Carson Burns is not in the ball game. Kanisi Joe will bat third as we head back to the top of the order at that point. Pitch is low, 1-1.
So the sun's kind of come out a little bit more since this inning started. The Barnstormers are wearing kind of full black uniforms. I got to imagine that heat's not going to be fun for them throughout this game.
Here's the pitch. Check swing, he held up. No appeal to third just to make sure, and third base on Preston Hughes says he did not go. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch from O'Reilly. Breaking ball for a strike, and it's 2-2. Lefty-lefty matchup here as O'Reilly comes to the belt. And he deals the 2-2. Off speed, fouled away over our heads and off the roof.
Hull actually had the only RBI for the Baycats on Thursday, broken back ground out that scored Malik Williams. That was in the 3rd inning.
2-2 pitch. And it's over the third baseman into left field. Braxton Haggith over for it. Hull will hold it first. Strong throw in. Baycats get the leadoff man aboard again here in this second inning.
Yeah, he had an aggressive turn around first base. Some of the guys in the dugout were yelling at him to take 2, but a great arm there from Braxton Haggith kind of kept him to it.
So Brad McQuinn, the number 9 hitter and left fielder. Cam O'Reilly with a man on and nobody out, and he checks on the runner. Maeve's got into 23 games with the Baycats last season. Takes a pitch, and it misses.
McQuinn's still looking for his first hit of the season.
Made one of the best catches we've seen in a long time in left field at Christie Pitts on Wednesday night. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kyle Maves. Or Brad McQuinn, excuse me. Runner at first, that's Hull. He leads. Here's the pitch. And it's fouled away by McQuinn. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And McQuinn's a very eager hitter at the plate. He's had 6 plate appearances so far and struck out twice in his limited action this year so far.
Middle infield at double play depth. Vasilenek and Mackey. And we'll be ready for a ground ball in the middle part of the infield here. Nobody out. Runner leads. Pitch from Cam O'Reilly. And it's hit to right field for a base hit. 2 on and nobody out for the Baycats in the second.
There it is, hit number 1 of the season for Brad McQuinn, and really got a hold of it, pulling it to right field. Just kind of got under it just enough to get it over the head of Trent Sillett at first base.
Ejo singled and scored the game's first run. He will bat here with 2 on and nobody out. 2-0 Barrie already. We're in the bottom of the second inning.
Baycats already have more hits today than they did on Thursday.
How about that? Pitch in the dirt. It's blocked by Greg Kemble. Runners stay put. Baycats really struggled here on Thursday night to get anything going against Takaki Iguchi, the Hamilton Cardinals, who pitched very well. 1-0 is the count. Ejo takes. It's a high fastball, 2-0.
And that win for Takaki Iguchi actually now has him with 3 on the year, leading the IBL so far.
Off to a great start in 2024, as are the Cardinals. They definitely look like a top half team as we keep our eye on the standings this season. This one to the left side, past the shortstop, Vasilenek. It's into left field. That will load him up. 3 straight singles off Cam O'Reilly, and here comes Kyle Maves with the bases loaded.
The second baseman, number 6, Kyle.
And nobody throwing in the Barnstormers bullpen right now. Brian Louis was throwing in there earlier. We haven't gotten a mound visit yet from Dan Norman either to signal anything.
You know, with Hamilton much improved this year, you mentioned Guelph and the incredible start that they're off to. The Baycats expected to be a powerhouse team, well and strong again this year. It's going to be, a pretty good battle for those teams to fight at the top of the standings.
And keep in mind, with the new team, Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, there's going to be one team in the IBL that doesn't make the playoffs. So even at the bottom of the standings, there's still going to be a battle.
Maves waggles the bat, 1-0. Cam O'Reilly set, deals. Just missed. Went off speed on that one, 2-0.
Tell you what, I'm probably not going to be at the ballpark on Tuesday, but I'm really excited to watch Guelph and Barrie on Tuesday night.
They're excited in Guelph about the early look at the Guelph Royals in 2024. 2-0. Missed again. Cam O'Reilly really struggling out there on the mound. The count now 3-0. Maves knows he's going to see something good to hit here. No place to put him with the bases loaded.
Wonder if he actually has the green light here.
Adamon is on deck. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And it's a called strike.
That one kind of looked like it might have been a bit inside, but Maves was taking all the way.
A couple of close pitches earlier in the at-bat, but Maves taking all of them so far. Let's see if he swings here on the 3-1. O'Reilly to Maves. And he swings. It's to first. They go home for 1. Back to first. Not in time. Great job by Trent Sillett getting the force at home with the bases loaded. So that retires Noah Hull.
Shortstop number 26, Adam Odd.
Well, on that play, it looked like the throw beat Maves to first base, but I don't think the second baseman covering, that's Robert Mackey, I don't think he had his foot on the bag in time as he caught the ball. He kind of had to reach behind him as he was making his way to first. The throw from Greg Kemble was just too far on the inside of the baseline.
Ball in the dirt, blocked by the catcher, Greg Kemble. So the bases remain loaded here with one out. I don't know about you, but I absolutely love 3-2-3 double plays or 3-2-4 double plays.
They're just so satisfying to watch, right?
They really are,
Yeah.
because you avoid the run and you get 2 outs, and with nobody out in the inning, that would have been a great situation for the Barnstormers.
Plus, it's just satisfying to see like your infield kind of in motion. The first baseman gets it, the second baseman's behind him.
Odd swinging for the fences. Out in front of it, it's 1-1. So a situation here where Cam O'Reilly can still avert a catastrophe with the bases loaded, 1 out. If he gets the ground ball, the Barnstormers will be ready to try to turn 2 and get out of this inning without allowing any runs. Pitch on the way, odd swings, a little flare, caught by the shortstop. Everybody has to stay put, 2 down.
Yeah, Odd put another good swing on it, just like he did on his sacrifice fly in the first inning, but that one he looked like he kind of got a bit jammed on it. Didn't have much on it. Just flared it over to short.
Ryan Rio, bases loaded, 2 outs. This crowd buzzing. They know what he can do. Rio hit his first home run of the season here at home at Vintage Throne Stadium last week.
He was hitting the mountain BP too.
And he's underneath that one. Shallow center field. It'll be the shortstop back on the grass who makes the catch. And that'll do it. The Baycats unable to score despite having the bases loaded with nobody out. Barnstormers get off the field after 2 innings. It's 2-0 Barrie. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Moving.ca. For all your moving needs for over 35 years, Moving.ca. The original 2 men who just happen to be small, who make moving stress-free. 2 small men with big hearts moving. We always have a big heart for you at Moving.ca. The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats! From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
To the 3rd inning at Vintage Throne Stadium. It's a 2-0 Baycats lead. I'm Ben Davy along with Julius Hern. What do you think of the kids' car races this year, Julius, on these Junior Baycats Saturdays?
I'm loving seeing all the kids here. Like a huge crowd today. Junior Baycats days. We saw it last week again with the game against the Red Sox.
That was an exciting race. It started slow. I thought Pink was going to catch red. Pink didn't.
Almost.
But Green got some help from Tyler Plumpton there. I'm actually wondering if that was his kid. I don't know.
It might have been. He really just
somebody got some help.
Basically picked the car up and moved it 40 feet down the first baseline.
Sometimes that's what you got to do. Just give the car a good push and get it going.
Exactly.
So we're back to the top of the order here for the 3rd. And it's a high fly ball to left field off the bat of Lee Kuchera. And that ball is foul. Bounces off the warning track.
If that ball didn't curve as much as it did, that was probably clearing that 325 sign out in left field.
The wind has shifted now. It's more right to left. It's still blowing in, so that might keep some fly balls in the ballpark.
Well, that one definitely looked like it was affected by the wind for sure.
Bounces to the plate, blocked by Jaco. 1-2. Lee Kuchera enjoying a great start to his IBL career, 3 for 5 in Kitchener on Thursday. And there's a strike. Benitez gets him a strikeout for INP North.
Third baseman, number
1 out in the
3,
third.
Dan Battelle.
Dan Battelle, second-year IBL player after breaking in with the London Majors last year.
Yeah, Battelle last year, just 5 games, 17 at-bats with the majors. That was in the playoffs. In the regular season, 36 games, hit 326 on the year.
Yeah, man, it's just 4 hits in the playoffs, but a strong season. And 278 with a couple of RBIs in 5 games this year, including a single here this afternoon. Benitez to Battelle. Breaking ball low. 1 behind here. 3 balls, no strikes. Barnstormers coming off a 9-3 loss in Kitchener on Thursday night. Looking to snap a 4-game losing skid after winning their first 2 here in this inaugural 2024 campaign. 3 balls, 1 strike, and Benitez loses him to a walk. So Dan Battelle aboard for the second time this afternoon. Here's DH Seth Strong.
Just the second walk allowed for Juan Benitez this year, but
Seth Strong.
that's an okay walk to have because you still have the double play in order with 1 out. But the fearsome Seth Strong stepping in.
This one hits a left center field, and running in and making the catch is Brad McQuinn. 2 away.
Left fielder, number 23.
Cleanup man Braxton Haggith comes to the plate. Baycats make their lone trip to Chatham-Kent in 2 weekends, June 14th and 15th. That's Father's Day weekend. Looking forward to heading down there and seeing Fergie Jenkins Field at Rotary Park. Seats 1,100 fans, and they've had some pretty good crowds down there so far.
Yeah, the team's saying they're hoping to attract 15 to 20,000 fans in 2024, and that's quite ambitious. But I really think they can do it with how good their turnouts have been in the first 3 home games.
Left side down the line, and McQuinn running over to make the catch. Nice job and a good inning by Brad McQuinn. 2 putouts here to get Barrie off the field in the third. We're through 2.5. It's 2-0 Baycats on Rogers TV and Baycats TV.
Number 3.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on ESSA Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just $8.99 each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
Hi, I'm Chrissy Fans from Warner Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Welcome back to the third inning of this first ever meeting between the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers and the Barrie Baycats. Barrie leading Chatham-Kent by a score of 2-0. This bottom of the third is brought to you by Render 3D Quick, the #1 architectural 3D rendering company in Canada, working with thousands of builders, developers, architects, and more.
And we have a junior Baycat PA announcer, as always, in this bottom of the third inning, giving Rob Daniels a little bit of a break. We look forward to that, and I'm sure he does as well. One of the many features of our junior Baycats Saturdays here this year is a chance for a youngster to take the mic for an inning and announce the Baycats as they come to the plate. So he'll get to announce Hayden Jaco, Nolan Macabrota, and Ricky Phillips. 1-0 the count to Jaco. Struck out swinging in the first. Takes a pitch inside, and it's 2-0.
I'll tell you what, though, Jaco is off to maybe the hottest start of any of the Baycats so far this year. 8 for 15 through his first 4 games. An OPS of 1344 through 18 plate appearances.
Hit .310 last year for the Baycats in 27 games. Former London Major. Ahead in the count here, 3-0. Pitch on the way from O'Reilly. And it just misses outside. It's a 4-pitch walk.
Here's the first baseman, number 20.
Nolan Macabrota to bat with 1 on and nobody out. First year Baycat. Drew a walk in the first. First pitch to him and he's swinging, fouls it away. Cam O'Reilly deals. Gets it over for a strike, 0-2.
Macabrota has been very disciplined the last couple games. He drew that walk earlier today. 3 games ago, he had 3 walks in that game. He was 0 for 0 with 3 walks.
Jaco leads. And he draws a throw. And he's back head first.
Make that 2 walks on Thursday. He also had that double that set up the Baycats' first run of the game on Thursday against Hamilton.
Here's the pitch, and it's fouled again.
It seemed like after he hit that go-ahead home run against Brantford last Saturday, he's really found his groove with the Baycats. Struggled his first couple games with Barrie, but since found it. No better than a home run to kind of boost your confidence.
O'Reilly checks the runner. Kicks and deals. Curveball up in the zone, 0-2. Anyone up here is thinking of heading to Fergie Jenkins Field in a couple of weekends to see the Barnstormers. It's about a 3.5-hour drive from Barrie, southwestern Ontario, very close to Windsor. Not quite that far on the 401, but ball's in the dirt, blocked. Runner stays put. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Very close to Point Pelee, one of my favorite spots to go.
Point Pelee is definitely on my bucket list for sure.
Great for bird watching, nature hikes. It's the southernmost part of all of Canada. This one on the ground to short. They go to second for 1. The relay to first. Bounces up, and it's in time for the out. 6-4-3 double play. 2 down in the inning. Nice job by Torin Vasilenek and Robert Mackey in the middle of the infield.
Seemed like Macabrota had a pretty good run down the line and made that play at first closer than it maybe should have been. Runs pretty well for a guy his size.
Here's Ricky Phillips with 2 outs. On the ground, down the line, and into left field. Phillips is aboard. Rounds first, thinking double all the way. Head first slide, he's in there.
You gotta love the aggressiveness from Ricky Phillips. He just pulled that ball right down the line. It didn't roll that far into left field. But Braxton Haggett has a great arm. He's already shown it off earlier in this game, but Ricky Phillips not afraid to take chances, and it pays off for him, an extra base hit.
So big chance for Noah Hull here with a runner in scoring position and 2 out. Pitch in the dirt. Trying to figure out a way to maybe pair a Chatham-Kent Barnstormers game, maybe the Friday night game, with a trip to Point Pelee on Saturday. Maybe catch a sunrise. It's a great sunrise spot. I'm heading down there with Rod Daniels, though, and I don't think he wants to get up at 5 a.m., so might have to just skip the sunrise. And there's also a big day at the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame on that Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, that's going to be very exciting. Lots of big names getting inducted this year.
Jimmy Key among them, I understand.
Yeah, Russell Martin.
Yeah, it's going to be a great weekend, Father's Day weekend. Runner goes. Pitches a strike, the throw, the tag, not in time. The ball looked to be up in the zone to Noah Hull, but it was a called strike. Phillips with a stolen base.
Just mentioned Phillips' aggressive base running. He just got his feet in under that tag.
Very close play and a gutsy move with 2 out in the inning.
As we saw him dive into second base on his double, it goes feet first on that stolen base.
Now you get thrown out stealing third with 2 out in the inning. That's not a good look. Phillips made sure it happened, though. On deck is Brad McQuinn. Cam O'Reilly looking to get out of a jam here. 3-1 the count, 2 out. The left-hander deals. And it misses. Ball 4. A walk for Hull. He's on base for the second time today.
I'll tell you what, Hull has been, we all saw it on Thursday. 3 errors at third base, already 1 today, but he sure is making up for it offensively so far. On base twice already this game. Single in the second inning and already a walk.
Brad McQuinn, the left fielder now. Phillips at third, Hull at first. Cam O'Reilly trying to get out of the third. Here's the pitch. McQuinn taking all the way. Two runs, 7 hits for the Baycats here this afternoon. No runs, 3 hits for Chatham-Kent. Here's the pitch. McQuinn hits it down the line. Foul ball.
Well, just skipped foul. You can see McQuinn, he made great contact on that, pulling it right down the line. Similar to his hit in the second inning, but just a bit further inside towards the line and just skipped over the bag.
First base umpire Scotty Costello right on that play. It had to be, as that was a laser down that line, and it bounced fair and then across the first base bag foul. So that was bringing home a run for sure. 1 ball, 1 strike. O'Reilly to McQuinn, and he takes it low. 2-1. Runner goes. Here's the pitch. Off speed. It's a called strike. The throw down, and it skips off the glove of Vasilenic into center field. And some great heads-up base running by Ricky Phillips as he comes in to score on the double steal.
Yeah, Phillips was breaking towards home as soon as the ball came out of Kemble's hand. And another guy, Hull, he runs pretty well for his size, and they weren't really expecting him to steal there with the way the shortstop and second baseman were positioned.
Kemble probably would have been better just to eat that ball. That's often what you see a catcher do with 2 outs in the inning rather than make a throw down with a runner at third. But Phillips came in. As soon as Kemble made that throw down, Phillips was off. So Hull at second. And this one hits to center field. It drops for a base hit. Rounding third is Hull. He gets the green light to come in. The throw is cut off, and the Baycats are up 4-0.
After not coming in, or not having a hit coming into this one, McQuinn already has 2, and O'Reilly really left that one hanging up for him. It looked like a little bit of a, not a curveball, but a changeup that was just hanging up high in the zone. McQuinn was all over it, lining it to center field.
So our junior Baycats announcer gets to announce his 6th batter of the inning. A mound visit here for the Barnstormers. Manager Don Norman out for a chat with left-hander Cam O'Reilly to see what he has left here to try to finish off this 3rd inning. James Lyles, the home plate umpire, out to break it up. And they'll give him a pat on the back and leave him in. So it'll be O'Reilly to face Ejo here. Kyle Maves on deck. Baycats up 4-0, looking for more.
Sam McKinley's up in the bullpen for Chatham-Kent. So this could be the last batter here for Cam O'Reilly.
Always love to see runs manufactured by aggressive base running, and the Baycats have done that here so far in the early innings of this game.
Well, we noticed that Hamilton was doing it to Barrie on Thursday night a lot, and there's multiple innings where that was the case. Barrie maybe taking a little bit from that loss, putting it towards this one.
High fly ball, center field. Lee Kuchera has it all the way for the 3rd out of the inning. Barrie adds another run, 2 more runs, and it's a 4-0 Baycat lead through 3 innings. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
From basic to cosmetic. From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
Fourth inning at Vintage Throne Stadium. Ben Davy, Julius Hern with you. 4-0 Baycats. And how about the job by our junior Baycat announcer Barrett White in that bottom of the 3rd inning? One of the best announcers we've heard so far in a long time.
You gotta love it when the kids are. You can tell they're excited to be here, and especially when the Baycats are putting up the runs on the board like they are already. 4-0 game, and having a 2-run inning like he had right there, 7 batters. No better sight.
Yep, and it's a good thing it was only 7 hitters, because I think if it's 8, then we have to put them on payroll. So great job, and we're really enjoying those on Saturday afternoon. See, Barrett did an outstanding job. We have to have a backup plan for Rob Daniels for when he retires, which we know it's not going to be for another 30 years. But when that happens, We have to have somebody waiting in the wings. So
it's the entire reason we have these Junior Baycats contests.
That's why this PA search is so important. 2-0 the count. It's a called strike.
I believe you're going to be the public address announcer next weekend.
Yeah, they've got me up there. And are you away that week? Is that why?
No, Rob's away.
Oh, Rob's away.
I'm going to be on play-by-play
okay.
for the game against the Majors.
Yeah, I haven't done PA in a while, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. I know I have a game on PA later in July. Actually, I'm quite excited for that.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Rob does an outstanding job.
He does.
Trent Sillett now. First baseman, 1 for 1 today. Benitez deals. Swing and a miss on the fastball. It's interesting because I don't know about you, but I have friends who know I do the broadcasts, and they come to the ballpark and they're like, Ben, that didn't sound like you on the mic. And I have to explain, you don't hear my voice when we're calling the game.
Exactly.
You hear us on YouTube and on TV, but you're not going to hear us at the unless you're sitting right near us here. You don't hear our voices in the ballpark.
You know, and there are some people that sit near us for the reason they want to hear our commentary, which is really good. That's very flattering.
We had somebody, mention that last game, that he specifically likes to sit near us so he can hear the play-by-play. That was very, very kind of him to say that. And I think it was, I don't know if it was last year or it was 2 years ago. There was a couple from a European country. I can't remember now where they were from. It might have been Poland. They were new Canadians. And they mentioned that baseball was a brand new sport to them. They were just learning the game, and they liked to sit near the broadcast booth so that they could learn about the game while they were watching
That's
it.
That's awesome.
And that to me, that was like, wow. That really made me feel good that we're playing a part in helping people learn, what baseball is all about. Left center field, easy catch for Brad McQuinn. 1 out in the inning.
When people say things like that, they're really putting a lot of trust in to you and to us to kind of help them out, educate them about who these players are, tell these guys stories.
Greg Kemble today reached on an error. Juan Benitez out here for his 4th inning of work. First pitch is fouled back to the screen.
Yeah, it seems like Benitez has, at least so far, turned the tide on a trend that's come up even through last year and the beginning of this year. Some slow starts, but hasn't let anybody score yet, and we're through 3 1/3.
Well, we've seen it from him before this season. Even when he allows base runners, he's able to pitch his way out of jams, and so far the Barnstormers have had their chances every inning, including the 4th here with a runner on and 1 out. But so far, 3 1/3 shutout innings for Juan Benitez today. Runner leads, does not go. Swing and a miss. Good mix by Benitez as he pulled the string on that one. Kemble in front of it. One ball, 2 strikes. Benitez deals. And it's a little flare to center field. Kadisi Joe has it for the out. 2 out. And here's Torin Vasilenic.
Shortstop number 13, Torin Vasilenic.
Robert Mackey, the lead at first. Being held on by Nolan Macabrota. Benitez inside, throw down, and the tag applied, not in time. Back head first is Mackey as catcher Hayden Jaco keeping him honest.
Yeah, Hayden Jaco, he doesn't really pick off behind the bag that often, but when he does it with a purpose, and it's dangerous to anyone taking too far of a lead.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Torin Vasilenic was a Western Canadian Baseball League All-Star last year, led the league in home runs with 12.
Fouled over just past the Chatham-Kent dugout. Count 1 and 2. Baycats will enjoy a day of rest tomorrow. This is their 3rd game in 4 days. Started Wednesday night in Toronto, here on Thursday, and now on this Saturday afternoon. In the dirt, runner goes, throw down, not in time. Stolen base for Robert Mackey. And a nice job after Hayden Jaco made a throw down to first to try to keep him honest. Mackey burns him with a stolen base.
For what it's worth, Jaco had to get him in the way of that and block it before he had a chance to make a throw, and he made a perfect throw, and Mackey was just barely safe by an inch or two.
Yeah, it was a good pitch for Mackey to run on. And the count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Torrin Vasilanic. So the Barnstormers looking to get in business here, trailing 4-0 in the 4th inning. Crowd behind Juan Benitez here, looking for the strikeout. Here's the pitch, and it's a pop-up. And it'll be a souvenir for a fan. Right off the overhang. I don't think that was our roof. I think that was the overhang of the ticket booth.
That was just the ticket booth. It was pretty close to us, I will say.
If anybody was in that ticket booth, I got to say, that's got to be pretty loud. Here's the pitch. Almost the same spot. Now, this is why I tell kids who are tracking down foul balls is if you see a ball land somewhere, it's not a bad idea to move there because often the very next pitch is going to end up in that same spot. I just see that so many times. Back-to-back foul balls that land in the same area.
Happens way more. In the Major League Baseball, there's a fan that got 2 straight pitches that were foul balls.
I saw that. High and in ball 4. Benitez loses them.
Right fielder number 25, Spencer Marin.
I mean, you got to figure, you've got 25,000 fans, 30,000 fans in the game, and the same fan catches consecutive foul balls. The odds of that are just crazy.
I think that's what just made that so remarkable because, it could be anyone in that, that little section behind third base, by the dugout.
Inside, Benitez with a lot of speed on that fastball, but just couldn't place it. Falls behind the number 9 hitter, Spencer Moran. Inside corner for a strike. The other thing with IBL games as opposed to Major League Baseball, you get so many more opportunities for foul balls. The netting doesn't extend all the way down to the foul poles like a lot of Major League ballparks.
At the same time, it also means you got to be a bit more careful if you're sitting towards the outfield.
You got to pay attention. That one just missed. Very close pitch. Count 2-1.
You've got to be careful in the dugout. Yes, there's a railing there for both teams, but there's no screen in between the rails.
Yep. And even if the ball hits the railing, you can still glance off it and take a funny carom. So
there's already been a couple close calls this year.
This one to center field, and it will drop. It's out of the reach of the second baseman. The Barnstormers score. As the ball is fired back in, Spencer Moran with an RBI. And Robert Mackey gets the first run of the game for Chatham-Kent.
Center fielder number 6, Lee Casera.
Kyle Maves is a very quick runner. I would argue maybe the fastest on the team, and he was just playing a little bit too much to pull there for Marin, and just didn't have a chance to catch up to it. And even with that, Vasilanic moves up 2 bags.
Another step or two, and he might have got him. That little flare just sort of held up there, but out of his reach.
You can tell he's a bit winded. He's kind of got his hands on his knees, hat off. He's just catching his breath.
Yeah, he went really hard for that.
Yeah, kind of took a little somersault as the ball passed by him.
So this will be an official Baycats mound visit with Andrew White out for a chat with Juan Benitez. They want Juan to get out of this 4th inning here, but trying to keep the damage minimal. It's 1 across so far for Chatham-Kent. Back to the top of the order for Lee Kuchera. Fastball is in. Juan Benitez has not lost any velocity from what I can see on that fastball. Had a little bit of trouble locating it here in this 4th inning. Gets that one over for a called strike.
Marin looking very kind of animated over at first base as he takes his lead. It's not large, but you can go.
And that one plunks Kuchera right in the helmet. Location, a real problem for Juan Benitez here in this 4th. That was not what he wanted to do.
Yeah, Benitez already walked 2 in this inning and hit batsman.
Third baseman, number 3, Dan Patel.
Dan Patel can do some damage here with one swing of the bat.
That's already 3 walks on the game for Benitez. Only had 1 in his first 2 outings coming into today.
This one line to the shortstop. He goes to the short way. Second base in time for the out. So the force out at second. Retires Lee Kuchera, and Juan Benitez and the Baycats are off the field, allowing just 1 run. 4-1 Barrie through 4 on Rogers TV and Baycats TV.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend. From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. BarrieToday.com. Local news, weather, Baycat scores, and more. BarrieToday.com. Your community, your news.
Welcome back to Vintage Throne Stadium. Bottom of the 4th. Baycats lead the Barnstormers by a score of 4-1. This inning brought to you by Clarkson Bins and Junk Removal, the local source for simple, clean, and reliable disposal, bin rental, and junk removal services.
Kyle Maves, Adam Ott, and Ryan Rio for the Baycats in the bottom of the 4th inning, up by 3, and a new pitcher on the mound for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. It'll be right-hander Sam McKinley.
Sam McKinley, big right-hander, 6'2", 190 pounds, of Tilbury, Ontario, local to the Chatham area as well. He played for the Tecumseh Thunder senior men's team in the last 2 seasons. This year, 6 innings, a 7.5 ERA, but he has a 1-0 record.
Yeah, you mentioned the local products on this Barnstormers team, which is always good to see.
Another guy that played at St. Clair College. There's at least 4 or 5 pitchers on this roster that have played at St. Clair.
No stranger to Chatham baseball. It came right up through the Chatham Minor Baseball Association. You know, you're always looking for good talent just anywhere you can get it. But if they happen to have local roots, it's just a bonus. It's kind of the cherry on the sundae, so to speak. Fans have a connection to that player, and if they have some roots in the community. Maves bunts it down the line, foul.
Well, at the same time, if a guy's coming in, you know, as a local product, he understands, you know, what baseball or what the team means to that community. And we see it, a great example for the Baycats is Ryan Rio, hometown kid. He's a guy who loves Barrie a lot, and it's a guy that's very committed to this community. Knows what winning is all about here.
1 ball, 2 strikes here to Kyle Maves. Maves today a fielder's choice, and he singled and scored in the first. Sam McKinley. The 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. McKinley comes into the game and a strikeout to start this bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah,
as Maves is caught looking.
Kyle Maves not happy with that call. Looked like he thought it was a bit further outside than he would have liked it to, but first out of the ballgame for McKinley is a strikeout. O'Reilly only had 1 in his first 3 innings.
Adam Odd hit a very deep fly ball to right field in his first at bat and then popped up. Hits this one weakly to the mound. McKinley up with it, throws, in time for the out. 2 down. Here's Ryan Rio.
Ryan Rio.
We have not had a 3-up, 3-down inning yet in this ball game, and Sam McKinley would love one here to get his Barnstormer teammates back up at the dish after scoring a run in the third and get to work at this 3-run deficit. Ryan Rio has other ideas. Here's the pitch. Rio, first pitch swinging, fouls it away.
You mentioned 3 up, 3 down. Hasn't happened yet for the Baycats already, and their offense has really come alive considering how poor of a showing it was on Thursday. Just 4 hits against the Cardinals, but today, not even just the runs, but they've left 5 guys on base already through 3 innings. Just goes to show how productive they've been already.
Rio hits a ground ball to second, through into center field. And that'll keep this inning alive for Hayden Jaco. Well, both these teams have had lots of base runners and lots of scoring chances. The first 3 innings of the game took an hour, so we're on pace for a 3-hour ball game at the moment, despite the score still being just 4-1.
Yeah, because it seems like the first 3 innings have gone much quicker than usual, at least, right?
Well, it took we were an hour into the game after the bottom of the 3rd inning, so it was a 4:10 start today.
It's pretty good pace.
First pitch, misses low and away. Jaco today a walk and a strikeout. Here's the pitch, swings and fouls it over near the dugout. It hit something and came right back onto the field.
Might hit that concrete. That's just like that step up from the railing. Like I mentioned, literally last inning, there's no screen in front of those railings in the dugout, so even players in the dugout have to be extra cautious.
Yeah, the concrete step is not level with the dirt either, so players that go over there have to be very careful with their feet in foul territory there in front of those dugouts. Here's the pitch. And it's low. Count 2-1. Here's a throw over to check on Rio. Rio stole a base earlier in this game.
Yeah, they might be thinking of him as a speed demon.
Wouldn't put it past him to try for 2. Just to have a good story to tell today.
Well, not only that, when he did it in the first inning, he was off a lefty. Now he's got a righty to kind of take advantage of.
To third, Patel. A high throw over the head of a leaping Robert Mackey. It goes into right field, and that'll keep the inning alive. Had a lot of errors at third base over the last 2 games and charged that one to Dan Patel on a wild throw.
Yeah, it's not what you want to see if you're a Chatham-Kent fan, because that was a routine play there for Dan Patel. Yes, it was a hard throw, and Rio really wasn't committed to hustling all the way to second base.
So now a jam for Sam McKinley, and this one's popped up. Outfield grass, left side, and the catch is made by Braxton Haggith. So crisis averted for the Barnstormers. They're off the field in the bottom of the 4th inning. Julius up to call innings 5 and 6 when we return. We're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left on base.
The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield. Moving.ca. For all your moving needs for over 35 years, Moving.ca. The original 2 men who just happen to be small, who make moving stress-free. 2 small men with big hearts moving. We always have a big heart for you at Moving.ca. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers and go Baycats! From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
Four-one Baycats as we enter the fifth inning at Vintage Throne Stadium.
Leading off the fifth inning for the
Chatham-Kent Barnstormers going to put up Seth Strong, Braxton Haggith, and Robert Mackey here in the top half of the fifth against Juan Benitez, who was at only 39 pitches through the first 3 innings of this game, had 30 pitches in the fourth inning, which the Barnstormers got a run off of him.
Christian Lazar is throwing in the Barrie bullpen right now, and we're told that he will be the first reliever today that we see. The question is, how long do they go with Juan Benitez here? You said 34 pitches through
39 pitches through 4 innings.
39 through 4. Seemed like more.
Deep drive to right field, and no doubt about it, Seth Strong with a blast to right field, and this deficit is cut in half. It's 4-2.
Oh, Strong got all of that baseball. Giving that a ride to right field. No doubt right off the bat.
There was no movement from any of the Baycats on the field. I think everyone knew that that was long gone, and I'm not even sure that that ball's going to be coming back anytime soon. Over the scoreboard, over the trees, 4-2 now.
Still early in this ball game, and the Barnstormers know if they can get a little bit of momentum, they can get right back in this, and they're looking for their 3rd win of the season here today. Strong starting it off with a home run after averting a jam in the bottom of the 4th inning. Sam McKinley got his team off the field.
Seth Strong had a single in the first, and that home run's his 2nd hit of the game. As now Braxton Haggith is down 0-2 to Juan Benitez. Ground ball to second base. Kyle Maves gathers it. Lots of time to throw over to Noah Macabrota. 1 down. Good thing about having a solo home run, you're not giving up a lot. Usually for a pitcher, you don't want to give up doubles because you're keeping your team moving. Still always something in motion on extra base hits. So when you keep stringing doubles and extra base hits after each other, that's when it gets tiring.
Benitez pitched in 8 games last season, and 6 of them were starts, so just 2 relief appearances. Gets the start here today, but he is probably going to see a good share of bullpen appearances this year as well.
0-1 pitch is lined over the head of Kyle Maves, leaping. He couldn't make the play, and Braxton Haggith, Robert Mackey, is on board with a single.
Christian Lazar working quickly, the right-hander of that Barrie bullpen, and they're hopeful to get him into this ball game at some point. Benitez trying to keep damage minimal here in this 5th.
First pitch to Trent Sillette is low for a ball, and I had to imagine maybe the game plan for Josh Matlow today was just to have, try and get Juan as close to 5 innings as possible. So far, he's 4 1/3. Runner goes, line up the middle on the ground and through to center field. Mackey going to third. The throw is bouncing and not in time. Benitez there to back up Noah Hall. Sillette advances to second on the throw, and now here's a jam for Benitez. 2 runners in scoring position.
Yeah, Odd was just a step or 2 to the third base side. That ball was hit very weakly. It looked like it might have been a double play ground ball, the one that Juan would have needed to get out of this inning, but instead just out of his reach. 2 in scoring position now for the Barnstormers.
Perfect hit and run there. That's what the game plan was for the Barnstormers, because Mackey was off on the pitch and easily on the third. First pitch is up and in to Greg Kemble, who's 0 for 2 so far, reached on an error in the second. Benitez starting to work more quickly out of the stretch. That one right down the middle for strike 1. Corner infielders playing in towards the grass for the Baycats. Canisijo shaded to the opposite field and center. The 1-1. Shaded out to right field and down for a base hit. 1 run will score. Phillips comes up with the ball. He'll hold Salette at third base, but an RBI single for Greg Kemble, and it's a 1-run ball game in the 5th.
Well, the Barnstormers approach here 1 hit at a time to try to whittle down this 4-0 deficit. Getting a run in the 4th, now 2 here in the 5th. 3 straight singles and a mound visit. Andrew White out to talk to him. Let's see if they'll leave Juan Benitez in here for one more batter.
I doubt they go for another mound visit after this. It's not Josh Matlow out there to talk to Benitez. It's Andrew White. So now giving Christian Lazar a little bit more time to work in the bullpen. He is working quickly. The good thing here for Benitez is that with the runner on first, double play is in order. So 1 pitch could get him out of the inning.
Well, they'll leave Juan Benitez in for at least one more batter here in the 5th. Runners at first and third, so the double play still a possibility here. If Juan can get through 5, that makes him eligible for the win here today. But
so that's 2 mound visits for the Baycats. They have had 6 at the start of the game. They have 4 more. First pitch to Torin Vaselnak is low for a ball.
Yeah, we haven't run into any situations this year where managers have used up their mound visits or even come close to using them all.
No, it seems like 6 is plenty.
Certainly generous in the games that we've seen.
Major League Baseball, the limit's 5. Foul off to the screen.
Especially since the visits to talk about signals do not count as mound visits.
Right.
So once the umpire is notified, then pitchers and catchers can discuss signals without burning that visit.
You know, it didn't seem like it was an issue last year either, but you know, good to put a limit on it anyway to just go to show that the league cares about pace of play. 2-1 on Torin Vaselnak, who walked his last time up and was stranded. Pitch is high, and it's 3-1. Still just 1 out here in the 5th for Benitez, who is really struggling here in the 5th after clean first 3 innings, gave up 1 in the 4th. And now 2 already scored by the Barnstormers in the 5th. 3-1, caught on and foul tipped into the glove. The count's now full.
Benitez right back with a fastball. Let's see if he does it again. Vasilevsky knows he's going to get something good to hit here on this 3-2.
Fans getting into it now. They know this is a huge pitch. The 3-2 popped up, foul over our heads.
Wow, sounded good off the bat, but Vasilevsky just under it, popping it up.
That was a juicy pitch from Benitez. Let's see if he stays firmly into the zone on this another 3-2. Another pop-up foul out of play again. That one further onto the right side. It's new baseball. Lazar still working in the Baycats pen as we see another 3-2. Another pop-up, again out of play. This one further down the first base line than the last 2.
3 straight foul balls off the bat of Torin Vasilevsky, and he's just missing.
Baycats would love a double play here. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Fans getting engaged again. Benitez comes set. Delivery. That one's flown into left center field. Canisijo settles under it. He makes the catch. Runner tags from third, and he will score standing up. This game is tied on the sac fly from Torin Vaselnik.
Great at bat by Vasilevsky, who fouled off 3 pitches to keep that at bat going. Finally got one that he could drive to a deep part of the ballpark, and no chance at all for the Baycats to get the runner coming home. And how about that, a 4-4 ball game now, as the Barnstormers indeed have tied this game up.
Already 3 here in the 5th, now 2 out. Greg Campbell still taking the lead off first. Here's Spencer Marin. First pitch is low for ball 1.
And unfortunately for Juan Benitez, he will not get a win today, assuming this is the final inning for him, as it's a 4-4 tie, and this game will be decided by the bullpens.
Struggles to get ahead in counts. He's had quite a few batters this inning where he's started them off with a ball. Looks in for the sign from Jaco. Campbell leads, doesn't go. That one's flown out to left center field again, closer to left. Brad McQuinn is called off by Canisijo, who makes the catch. As we head to the bottom half, the Barnstormers put up 3 on Benitez in the 5th. You're watching Baycats Baseball on Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just $8.99 each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
Fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
To the bottom of the 5th inning at Vintage Throne Stadium. It's brought to you by Phatrum, aluminum and siding, quality above all else.
With Ben Davy, I'm Julius Hern and our entire Baycats TV crew. Bottom of the 5th, now a tie ball game. Chatham just put up 3 in the top half, but Ricky Phillips, the 7-hitter in the Baycats lineup, will lead it off against Sam McKinley, who got out of another jam in the 4th, left 2 on. Baycats have stranded 7 today.
And to correct something that I said in the top half of the inning, I mentioned that Juan Benitez would not be eligible for a win with the Barnstormers tying the game at 4. You pointed out, reminding me that in the bottom of the inning, if the Baycats can score here and hold on, then he would be the pitcher of record.
Ground ball bounding towards short. On to first. That's an easy first out. The Barnstormers, that's Torin Vaselnik with a throw.
Either way, I would expect that Benitez is done. You saw him get the handshake from Josh Matlow as he came off the field. So we'll see Christian Lazar out to start the top of the 6th. But the Baycats would love to get back on top here in this bottom half of the 5th.
Yeah, and as a manager, you don't want a bullpen arm, getting hot for as long as Lazar was in that inning and not put him back in, or not put him in the next inning. So here's Noah Hall. reached both times he's been up today. Takes the first pitch just outside.
Great pitching by Sam McKinley here in his second inning of work now, as he was able to get his team off the field in the fourth despite an error, 2 base runners, but got a big fly ball to end the threat in the fourth.
A 1-0 pitch is fouled off out of play on the left side. McKinley pitching out of the stretch, even though there's nobody on base. Looks comfortable. 1-1. Broken bat lined up the middle for a base hit. Noah Hall with his second hit of the game. Good start for him. He's 2 for 2.
Scary moment there for pitcher Sam McKinley with a shattered bat coming right back at him, but
The left fielder, number 47.
fortunately he was able to get out of the way. Broken bat single for the Baycats here with 1 out in the 5th inning.
Not only was that bat broken, it was shattered. It's definitely scary when you see like a projectile back at the mound, but that's the second straight game Hall's broken a bat and reached.
Yeah, when it shatters like that, you can have all kinds of sharp edges flying different directions. And
First pitch to Brad McQuinn's in there for strike 1.
of course, your first priority is just simply getting out of the way. Never mind the baseball. Just make sure that you get out of the way of that and hope that your infielders behind you might have a chance to make a play.
Throw over to first. Hall dives back in safely. Seems like McKinley's might be a bit rattled by the base runners. We saw him throw over on Ryan Rio in the last inning. Hall's got a pretty good lead. Doesn't go. McQuinn swings through for strike 2.
You and I were both saying how much we like the Chatham-Kent Barnstormer uniforms here, the black with white pinstripes and the cream-colored numerals, which you don't see a whole lot of. I think they're the first IBL team to have an off-white jersey number. And I guess the second team with pinstripes. London Majors have pinstripes as
I will
well,
say
of
I
course.
really like these uniforms. I'm usually not a fan of the colored pants, but these work really well. And you mentioned, we actually talked about this last game at Vintage Throne Stadium. You like the South Side White Sox jerseys. I like those just as much as I like these.
Yeah, it's one of the few City Connect jerseys that I really do like, and it suits that team's culture and attitude as well.
Flared out to left field, going back on it, and it's going to drop in left field. McQuinn's rounding first, going to second. Hall's going to stop at third. Third hit of the ball game for Brad McQuinn. Huge game so far for him. Baycats threatening in the 5th.
Center fielder, number 9, Kenny Siege.
Well, Brad McQuinn originally wasn't even supposed to be in the lineup today, but ended up playing left field as some changes needed to be made at the last minute. And how about that? 3 for 3, including an RBI single in the 3rd, a big double here in this 5th inning.
Making the most of his opportunity for sure. And that puts 2 in scoring position for the top of the order. Kenny Siege stepping in now. First pitch is up the middle, on the ground, through into center field. Hull scores. McQuinn rounding third, and the throw in is in time to get him standing up. Great throw there from Lee Casera. McQuinn had no shot. The ball was already a third away up the line on the throw, and an easy tag for Greg Kemble, but the Baycats do take the lead.
Number 6, Kyle Mays.
Ejo advances to second on that throw. So still another runner in scoring position for the Baycats.
Love to see the aggressive base running, but that was a poor decision for Brad McQuinn to try to score on that. It was a good, strong throw in, and 5-4 game. That would have been an important base runner for the Baycats, but let's see if they can keep the momentum going here.
Sizable lead for Ejo off second. He's dancing around, getting the attention of McKinley as McKinley steps off. That's his first disengagement.
And this is what Kenny Siege does so well. And with the disengagement rule, he can really exploit that to his advantage.
Well, he might take advantage of the third baseman playing on the grass, a little bit away from the bag. Runner doesn't go. Mave swings and lines it into center field, but right there is Casera to make the easy catch. Baycats retired in the 5th, but they do retake the lead. 5-4 Cats as we head to the 6th. You're watching Baycats baseball on Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
3 hits, no
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May. From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
We are back in the top of the 6th inning at Vintage Throne Stadium. The Baycats have retaken the lead. It is 5-4 over the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, who bring up Lee Casera, number 1, 2, 3 for Chatham-Kent in the top half of the 6th inning against new pitcher in the ballgame for Barrie, Christian Lazar.
Christian Lazar, the left-hander, former Hamilton Cardinal, former All-Star in the Intercounty Baseball League, and member of the Barrie Baycats for the first time here in 2024.
Lined into left field, but Brad McQuinn doesn't have to move far, just a couple of steps back to make the catch.
Lazar also hosted a very entertaining Intercounty Baseball League podcast last season that was enjoyed by both fans and players, and I don't think he's doing that this season. He's probably pretty busy as a player, but
I'll tell you.
Did the power rankings, which were always interesting.
Yeah, and he came here knowing what he said about the team last year. He said they were average, as you remember, and right from there, Barrie went on a 9-game winning streak right after those comments were made, and he saw, as that pitch is called a strike, it's now 0-2. Yeah, Lazar saw that this team had that potential, that winning culture, and he liked what he saw and joined the Baycats in the offseason.
You know, the Baycats used that as bulletin board material, whatever you want to call it, and it worked for them. I don't know exactly how much that comment specifically motivated the players. It was certainly talked about a lot, though.
A little flare on the ground to Adam on it short. Running throw is in time to get Patel at first base.
I give Lazar credit for this. He stood by his comment. He said, look, at the time, he was looking at the standings, and that's exactly where the Baycats were. They were middle of the pack. You know, they were kind of win one, lose one for the first part of the season, and then they caught fire and went on a really nice winning streak, but
yeah, he's definitely just happy to be back on the mound. He missed the entire 2023 season with a torn labrum. His first game back last week against Hamilton, 5 batters, didn't allow base runners. Strong fouls that one, and it's going to stay in play. A great catch by Noah Hall over the railing to end the inning. Noah Hall leading over the railing on the third baseline, makes a fantastic catch, and the Baycats go 1, 2, 3, getting the Barnstormers to the 6th. We head to the bottom half on Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend. From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. BarrieToday.com. Local news, weather, Baycat scores, and more. BarrieToday.com. Your community, your news.
To the bottom of the sixth inning at Vintage Throne Stadium. Ben Davy, Julius Hern with you, and our sixth inning is brought to you by Moving.ca. Two small men with big hearts moving, making moving stress-free for over 35 years.
Sam McKinley back for his third inning of work for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, and he'll get the middle of the Baycats order. Adam Ond will lead it off with Ryan Rio on deck. Dan Battelle playing in at third base, right on the grass as that first pitch is low and in for ball one.
Out-of-town scores around the IBL this afternoon. The Guelph Royals are still undefeated. They beat the Kitchener Panthers at home today, 5-1. And they will take that streak against the Baycats on Tuesday night.
Called strike on Adam Ott. It's 1-1. This is one of 4 games on the IBL schedule today. It's great to see that you can. Yes, we had 8 teams last year, but 4 games on Saturday afternoon. You can't beat it in the IBL.
Yeah, the other game already in the books. Welland beating London today by a score of 6-5. So you got the Jackfish at 5-3, the Cardinals at 5-2, London 6-2, and Guelph undefeated at 4-0. Guelph with the fewest teams of any of those 4, yet they're undefeated. So
line into left field through Dan Battelle. Couldn't make a play on it. Adam Ott stays at first base. A hard hit ball gives the Baycats a leadoff base runner.
Designated hitter number 27, Ryan Rio.
not to write off any team this early in the season, but I think you're going to see a really good dogfight between those top 5 teams in the standings right now. Baycats, Royals, Jackfish, Cardinals are definitely in the mix this year, and the London Majors. I mean, any one of those teams could find themselves at the top of the standings when all is said and done.
The top half of the IBL is maybe as strong as ever. A big leadoff from Adam Ott. Rio pops it up. It's going to slice into foul territory. Dan Battelle over there makes an easy catch, 1 down.
Of course, as soon as you and I say that and say that those are the 5 big teams, Kitchener will go on a tear, or Brantford will, and all of a sudden climb to...
Anything can happen in baseball, right?
Anything can happen.
You never know what's going to happen.
So those are the other 2 IBL games on the schedule today, but you mentioned this is just a big day in sports in general.
Yeah, there is so much going on in sports today.
And you get a chance, run through that list again. That was very impressive.
I definitely will, as Hayden Jaco steps in to face McKinley. He bunts. Very nice bunt. Battelle was playing back. No play. Throw goes past first base into right field. Stop sign goes up for Adam Ott. Stays at third base. Jaco into second base. The throw gets past the catcher, Kemble, but backed up by McKinley. Very lazy defensive work there from the Barnstormers. Jaco goes to second, Adam Ott to third. Just 1 out as Noah Macabrota will step in.
Yeah, that ball was bouncing around like a pinball machine in front of the Barnstormers dugout. Sam McKinley over to pick it up, but this crowd wanted Adam Ott to come in and try to score. Would have been a very interesting play at home plate if you had tried. It seemed to take forever for the Barnstormers to get control of that baseball.
That's going to go down as an error on McKinley, E1. Macabrota stepping in, who reached on a walk in the first inning and hasn't reached since. The first pitch is low and into the dirt. Talking about how big of a day in sports it is today. There's so much going on. I'll just reel off a couple things. So, Memorial Cup final is tonight, London Knights and Saginaw Spirit. Speaking of hockey, Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Final, the Rangers and the Panthers. Tonight, Panthers could win the East tonight. In golf, Canadian Open's going on in Hamilton, and U.S. Women's Open, one of the LPGA majors, as Macabrota sees a strike. Meanwhile, in soccer, the UEFA Champions League final was today. The CONCACAF Champions Cup final will be later this evening. And in baseball, the NCAA Division I regionals are going on all weekend long. Not to mention the French Open was all day today.
So do you watch all of these events? I mean, that's got to be a lot even for you.
I keep it up. I keep up with as much as I can. I watch as much as I can. To be honest, the last few weeks haven't been filled with sports for me. But definitely getting back into the groove as the summer rolls on.
Yeah, you really keep a close eye on everything, and I don't know how you do it.
Grounded foul towards the Baycats dugout.
I've pretty much become a three-sport guy: hockey, baseball, and football. Those are my three. I used to watch a lot of other stuff, but
I know you're a White Sox fan. Are you a Bears fan?
I got a couple of NFL teams I like. The Bears are one of them.
Okay.
I think the Broncos would probably be my NFL go-to team.
Why is that?
John Elway.
Fair.
Yeah.
Driven out to deep right center field. Going back on it is Casera, and he can't get there. It drops on the warning track. On him on, and Hayden Jaco had to hold up. Odd scores. Jaco can only move up to third base, but Nolan Macabrota with an RBI double. The Baycats take a 6-4 lead.
Josh Matlow absolutely loves having his bat in the lineup. What a new addition to this team he has been. Nolan Macabrota coming through clutch as the Baycats try to rebuild a cushion here on the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. Hit that to a deep part of the ballpark.
So this is going to be a mound visit for the Barnstormers. The umpire is not going out on this one, so no signal cross up. This is a mound visit. This will be the third of the game. Pardon me, the second of the game for the Barnstormers. Baycats have two as well.
So if you're a catcher, all you have to do is say, I'm going out to discuss signals for that mound visit exemption. I don't understand why a catcher wouldn't just say that every time.
Well, the umpire goes with them to ensure that, obviously they're not talking about something else. That actually has legitimacy to their claim, right? So the home plate umpire signaling to us. There are 4 left for Chatham. Used 2 of their 6.
Unless you're talking about signals, what else are you talking about? Unless it's about defensive positioning. In that case, you'd have the other infielders coming in, which they didn't do there.
Pitch sequencing strategy would be my only other go-to. Definitely
There's not a huge difference between pitch signaling strategy, though, and catcher signals. I mean, they are 2 different topics, but you can easily just say, oh, by the way, we're this means this. Throw that into the conversation, and that counts as discussing signals, right?
Yeah. I mean, definitely also could be just catcher going out to, cheer up a pitcher kind of as a morale boost.
Or if you're stalling for the bullpen, but that doesn't seem to be the case here.
Phillips' ground ball couldn't be handled there by Mackey. He has a play at first, and he just barely gets Phillips at first. Phillips slams his helmet down in frustration. Run doesn't score for Barrie. Run does score. Hayden Jaco in the score. Macabrota over to third.
Well, I absolutely love the recovery there by Robert Mackey. That ball was hit with a bit of topspin. Coming at him hot, and he was able to gain control of the baseball and got the throw over just in the nick of time, though.
Yeah, the whole infield was playing in, trying to cut down that run. Mackey just couldn't handle that ground ball. Hall fouls that one out of play. Because he didn't corral it right the first time, he didn't have a play at home. He had to go to first and just barely got Phillips. Phillips was clearly not happy with that call.
Interesting decision to have the infield playing in there in that situation, but still a close game.
1-1 here on Noah Hall. 2 out for the Baycats. Jaco on third.
How about that inning-ending catch Hull made a few minutes ago? That had to feel good for him after he has struggled defensively at third base.
Absolutely a huge boost for him, and he originally wasn't even supposed to start at third base today. He originally was slated to start in left field. He had 3 errors at third in that defensive lapse of a performance team-wide on Thursday. Lined into center field. Casera going back on it. Makes a catch over the shoulder, and the Baycats, they get 2 more here in the 6th inning. They lead at 7-4. Ben Davy to call the rest of the ball game for you. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Hi, I'm Chrissy Fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield. Moving.ca. For all your moving needs for over 35 years, Moving.ca. The original two men who just happen to be small, who make moving stress-free. Two small men with big hearts moving. We always have a big heart for you at Moving.ca. From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
Approaching the 2-hour mark of this ball game, and the Baycats on top 7-4 as we head to the bottom three. Barnstormers due up in the 7th. Braxton Haggith, Robert Mackey, and Trent Sillett. Chatham-Kent, their first visit to Springwater Township in their franchise history, and they're down by 3 here. Baycats leading 4-0. Chatham-Kent tying it up, and now the Baycats back on top by 3. First pitch from Christian Lazar, spins right around on his follow-through.
Lazar only needed 5 pitches to get out of that 6th inning. A line out, a ground out, and a foul out. And I mentioned that foul out earlier. Great catch by Noah Hall.
To first, and over to pick it up and stepping on the bag is Nolan Macabroto, 1 out. Well, he works quickly, and the Barnstormers are up there swinging.
Yeah, one thing we definitely knew about the Barnstormers coming into this game was how aggressive they are. They're able to barrel up balls really well, get those line drives that you need, and even the ground ball is hard contact, like that one right there to Macabroda.
We're talking about these uniforms and how much we love them and how much they look like the White Sox, Chicago White Sox Major League Baseball alternate uniform, the City Connect uniform. And Barnstormers have almost as many wins as the White Sox this season as well. So,
oh my.
Swing and a miss.
You must be sad as a White Sox fan.
Not really. I'm taking a break from them.
Fair.
Yeah, it's just they historically have been my favorite MLB team, but the franchise is in such disarray right now. Swing and a miss. Strike one. 1-2 the count now. I just can't even watch them.
And I think the Jays are unwatchable at some points. And then you see the White Sox, and hell, even the A's are a much more watchable team. Guys like Mason Miller are really pulling through there.
Pitches in the dirt, count 2-2. I mean, you look at the Blue Jays roster, though, and that team should be good. Yes, they play in a very tough division, but that's a team that should be above 500. Situation with the White Sox, they've just gutted the team completely. Swing and a miss. A strikeout for IMP North. Christian Lazar's first strikeout of the ball game.
Just the 3rd strikeout of the game as a team for Baycats pitching. Benitez had 2, and that's the first for Lazar. Every home game so far, we've had the 5 strikeouts to get the fans free fries.
As this one's hit to left center field, it'll drop right into the gap. Hustling around first is Sillett, into second without a throw. Stand-up double with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. So that's the first base runner to reach off Christian Lazar today.
Shortstop number 13, Torres.
Yeah, Sillett made great contact on that. Drove it pretty much in the best part of the ballpark if you want to hit a double right in between left fielder and center fielder McQuinn and Ejo.
Greg Kemble to bat now, the catcher, with a runner in scoring position and 2 down. Certainly a nice luxury to have a left-hander in your bullpen who can eat up some high innings in the middle of the ball game.
It's another thing that makes Lazar so valuable. It's just his, you can pitch left-handed. That's something you don't, as much as there are a lot of left-handers, just the ratio between lefties and righties are just slim.
Yeah, the Baycats didn't really have many left-handed options out of that bullpen last season. I guess Aiden Russell
was the only lefty out of the pen last year.
Yeah.
You have starters like Garces, but out of the pen, it's so valuable.
Russell not with the team here in 2024, so Christian Lazar filling that role here for Barrie. A little flare over the shortstop, and it's out of the reach of Adam Ott into center field. Runner holds up at third, thought about going, got the stop sign though. Trent Sillett kind of lost his footing there a little bit. Stumbled on that wide turn and is held up by the third base coach. Good idea to not send him here with a tying run coming to the plate.
Well, there's back-to-back hits there for Greg Campbell. He had the RBI single last time he was up in the fifth.
We are told the plan after Christian Lazar today is Carlos Sano. And nobody warming up in the Baycat bullpen right now, I don't see.
Sano's already up and stretching, but he hasn't started throwing yet.
Swing and a miss. Well, Lazar has kept his pitch count low, despite two base runners here in this seventh inning. 7-4 Baycats, we're in the seventh. Here's the pitch. And it's outside, count 1-1. Lazar had a complete game for the Hamilton Cardinals a couple of years ago that I can recall. 0-2 is inside. So he wastes one, and Vasilenic does not chase.
He was saying that even in the 2022 season, he could feel like that labrum injury, kind of progressing throughout the season, and he just, in 2023, he had to do something about it, and that's what he did.
And that one's into left field for a base hit. It's an RBI for Torin Vasilenic. Fifth run of the game across home for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. It's a two-run ball game. 3 straight hits off Christian Lazar.
Right fielder number 25,
2 on now with 2 out.
A very different inning from the 6th to the 7th for Lazar. He only needed 5 pitches to get out of the 6th. So far, he's, like you said, allowed three hits. Just can't seem to get that final out.
This is the Barnstormers' second attempt to battle back and tie up this game. They had to do it after trailing 4-0
for Chatham-Kent,
earlier in this game.
Miles Norman.
Miles Norman will replace Spencer Moran in the number 9 spot. Moran today was 1 for 3 with an RBI in the 4th inning. Norman's first pitch popped up, playable for Macabroda. Shallow right field, makes the catch. So the Barnstormers strand a couple. They score 1, and it's stretch time here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Baycats up by 2 on Rogers TV and Baycats TV.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats!
Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just $8.99 each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
Coming back from stretch time at Vintage Throne Stadium, the Baycats lead the Barnstormers 7-5. This 7th inning is brought to you by Psycho Solutions, full automotive service from headlight to tailpipe.
Brad McQuinn comes to the plate to lead it off for the Baycats in the bottom of the 7th inning, and he will face a new pitcher for the Barnstormers, left-hander Catalin Moran.
Yeah, Moran, actually the brother of Spencer Moran, the starting right fielder today. He's a young lefty, and he actually does play a little bit of outfield as well on defensively. But in 2023, he actually got a tryout with the Guelph Royals. He didn't make the team, but played senior ball with Lucan Irish, a fully Irish baseball team. Also played at Fanshawe College in London.
McQuinn today has reached base all 3 times. Has an RBI, was thrown out at home plate in what at the time looked like it might have been a costly base runner. Was thrown out by a good margin in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah, because it didn't look at the time like third base coach Andrew White held him up. He waved him through the whole way. But this is definitely the best game of the season for McQuinn. Wasn't even supposed to start this game, and he's 3 for 3 with a double and an RBI.
Here's the pitch. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Moran deals, and it's hit weakly to short. Picked up by Torin Veselenik. Throw to first is in time for the out. Back to the top of the order for Kenisi Joe.
First time that McQuinn's been retired today, and mentioned that he had 3 hits. Kenisi Joe also has 3 hits, including an RBI as well.
Off to another outstanding start here in 2024.
Entire lineup producing today for Barrie, which is for Josh Matlow. That's perfect scenario.
14 hits for the Baycats, and Ejo hits this one to left field, and that'll be extra bases. Up against the wall, picked up by Haggith. That's an easy double for Kenisi Joe.
Well, we know Ejo's kind of bulked up in the offseason. He's added a little bit of power to his game, and right there he's starting to slug the baseball. First extra base hit of the ball game, and he's 4 for 5 already through 7 innings.
Josh Matlow has to be wondering, where were these hits Thursday night when Hamilton was here? This is more in line with what we know this lineup is capable of.
Just saw there Carlos Sano warming in the Baycats bullpen. We should be seeing him on the mound in the top of the 8th inning.
Ejo dancing around trying to distract the pitcher Moran, but Moran comes home with a fastball for a strike. It's amazing how often this season we've seen Josh Matlow put his pitchers in dual roles between starting and working out of the bullpen this season.
Well, we're seeing from him defensively with the guys in the lineup, and also pitching. Versatility is a big plus for him throughout the entire roster.
Ejo goes, and the hit and run is on as Maves drives it to center field. A great catch made by Kuchera. The throw to second in time to double off Ejo. Great play by Lee Kuchera. That does it for the Baycats in the 7th. Go to the top of the 8th. Barrie on top by 2. You're watching Rogers TV and Baycats TV.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats! From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May. Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
Top of the 8th inning at Vintage Throne Stadium. Baycats on top by a score of 7-5. And a new pitcher for the Baycats, third of the afternoon, right-hander Carlos Sano.
Carlos Sano is second Dominican to pitch in this ballgame after the start from Juan Benitez. This is his first relief outing of the season. Previous two starts, one of them in Welland and one of them against the Brantford Red Sox here at Vintage Throne Stadium. He's given up 4 earned runs so far through 8 1/3 innings. It's been pretty solid so far for Josh Matlow.
Looked pretty good in the Brantford game that he pitched earlier this season. Maybe a little confusing for fans this year, maybe who's starting, who's coming in out of the bullpen. Seems like anything's possible this year.
Exactly.
See Frank Garces out of the bullpen. Juan Benitez has had kind of a dual role this year.
Well, we saw Cesar Rosado had his first couple appearances of the season in relief, and he started the game in Toronto.
Foul territory, and it's behind the Barnstormer dugout. Off a garbage can, and it caroms over to the fence. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, these are the games in the season where you sort of figure all that out and then hopefully have everyone in a consistent spot come stretch time. Strike 3 call. Carlos Sano rings him up, 1 down. Strikeout for IMP North, and here comes Daniel Battel.
4th strikeout as a team for the Baycats, 1 away from some free French fries.
Battel today has reached base twice, 1 for 3. Sano's pitch, and a slow ball 1. Sano really takes his time with his delivery. And this one's hit to left center, or to the shortstop, excuse me. The catch is made. 2 out.
Good start already for Carlos Sano. He's only had minimal pitches, only about 4 or 5, and now he faces the most dangerous part of the lineup for Chatham-Kent, Seth Strong, who homered earlier in this game, and that was a no-doubter.
Fans were chasing that ball down right from the crack of the bat. He launched that one a long way. And we have some fans on the right field bleachers today underneath the scoreboard. See a lot of home runs hit to that side of this ballpark. Here's the pitch from Sano, and it's high and outside. Strong's home run was a solo shot in the 5th, but the Barnstormers would go on to score 2 more that inning to tie the game at 4. That's the closest they've been today. And Strong hits this one to center. Straight away, Ejo, couple steps back, and he makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down, go the Barnstormers for only the 2nd time today. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's Barrie on top, 7-5 on Rogers TV and Baycats TV on YouTube.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield. BarrieToday.com. Local news, weather, Baycat scores, and more. BarrieToday.com. Your community, your news.
Bottom of the 8th inning at Vintage Throne Stadium. The Baycats lead the Barnstormers 7-5. This 8th inning is brought to you by United Way Simcoe Muskoka, making poverty unignorable. To learn how you can help, you can visit uwsimcoemuskoka.ca.
With Julius Hern, I'm Ben Davy. Brian Backland, our producer. Sam McCoy, our media coordinator, making sure we say everybody's name properly. Rob Daniels, our public address announcer. Bob Hurley, our team photographer. And Gary Mason, our official scorer. Glad to have you along today on Baycats TV and Rogers TV. Adam Odd up to the plate. Ahead in the count 1-0.
The 7th inning was the first inning the Baycats didn't leave any runners on.
It's been a strong and solid attack for Barrie today. 15 hits off the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, but still just a 2-run lead here. Give the Barnstormers full marks for sticking around in this ball game. Could have got out of hand early. They battled back after trailing 4-0 and now trail by 2. Baycats look for some insurance in the bottom of the 8th.
Every Baycat has reached today. 8 of the 9 starters have had a hit. That one starter without a hit is Hayden Jaco, who will bat third in this inning.
That's exactly what Josh Matlow wanted to see out of this lineup. Everybody contributing in some shape or form. Despite some last-minute changes as we mentioned, that were made early in this ball game. Catalin Moran, the third pitcher for the Barnstormers today, kicks and fires. And Odd fouls it away. And the count is full.
Definitely a much improved performance today than it was on Thursday. Just 4 hits as a team on Thursday against the Cardinals. Today we already have 15 for the Baycats.
3-2, and it's outside. Moran's momentum spinning him right around on that follow-through.
Designated hitter number 27, Ryan Rio.
Odd is aboard, 1 on, nobody out. Ryan Rio to the dish.
Rio's had a couple hits today. He had a stolen base today. First of the year for him, and only had one last year. And
runner leads. Moran deals. Swing and a miss. Rio way ahead of it, 0-1.
I doubt Adam Odd's going to be too aggressive on the base paths here, especially with the lefty Moran having a close eye on him.
And he draws a throw. First disengagement for Moran. This plate appearance by Ryan Rio. Rio, 359 last season. Led the team in home runs with 11 and RBIs with 48, the franchise record for single season RBIs. Takes a pitch, and it's 1-1. Tough part of the order here with Rio, Jaco, and Macabrota. 4, 5, and 6. Big test here for Catalin Moran. And another throw. And that one hits the runner. Stays close by, though. Over to back it up is Robert Mackey. So 2 disengagements, and that means if he tries again, he has to get the runner out or a balk is called.
Looks like that pickoff attempt kind of skipped off the bag out of the dirt. If that kind of went over the bag or the bag wasn't there at all, you could probably see Odd at second base right now.
Watch for Odd to take an extra big lead here, knowing that the 2 disengagement rule is in effect. He does not go. Pitch sails high. Looking the runner back is Kemble.
Now this is where having a left-handed pitcher on the mound is a bit more advantageous with the disengagement rule.
Like you said, I don't think Odd is going to make an attempt here, but he certainly can take a gratuitous lead. Swing and a miss. 2-2 to Ryan Rio.
But at the same time, as a runner, you have to keep in mind it's not that the pitcher still can't throw over. They just have to get you out. So as long as you're not that out.
Yeah, it's not like you can just walk down there.
Right.
2 balls, 2 strikes. There he goes. And it's hit to center field. Lee Kuchera over. Reaches up, makes a great running catch. Boy, Lee Kuchera has shown some great speed in center field. for the Barnstormers today. Had to go a long way to get to that baseball, and there's one out.
The catcher, number 55, Hayden.
There is some action in the Baycats bullpen. Brad Grieveson is up and throwing down there. We were told the plan originally was to have Carlos Sano.
Manager Dan Norman comes out to the mound for a visit. And let's see if he has the hook in his hand. It looks like he does, as a right-hander is coming in from the bullpen for the Barnstormers.
This is first mound visit we've seen Dan Norman come out for. A 5-year big leaguer back in the 1970s.
And Norman really taking his time out here with his conversation with Catalin Moran. Despite removing him from the game, he had plenty to say to him. And he'll come off. His afternoon is done, and a new pitcher comes out for Chatham-Kent, their 4th of the ball game. So the Baycats with a runner on, 1 out, bottom of the 8th inning, and a 2-run lead against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. We'll be back. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie. New pitcher for the Barnstormers, it's Garrett Day on to face Hayden Jaco with 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah, the Barnstormers go from another lefty to this time a righty. It's Garrett Day, and this guy is a big presence on the mound, 6'5", 163 pounds. Another guy that played Chatham minor baseball growing up from 10 to 18 years old.
And that one is a base hit to right field. It's off the glove of Spencer Moran in right, and the throw to third, and not in time, as Adam Odd gets himself 90 feet away. So runners in the corners now for the Baycats.
Now with that base hit, make it every starter in the Baycats lineup with a base hit today. 16 on the game as a team. And with that one, Jaco finally gets fills the stat sheet for the Baycats. All 9 hitters with a base hit.
That's Miles Norman in right field, pardon me, for Spencer Moran. Nolan Macabrota for the Baycats. 1 at bat coming up here. Runners in the corners, 1 out, 8th inning. Pitch from Day, high and outside.
Macabrota had that RBI double last time he was up. That was one of the deepest parts of the ballpark in center field.
Baycats did a double steal earlier in this ball game already. Let's see if they maybe try it again here. Jaco at first, Odd at third.
Center fielder and left fielder. That's Casera and Haggett. They're playing considerably shallower than the right fielder Norman.
And this one's into left field for a base hit. Here comes Adam on to score the 8th run of the day for the Baycats. RBI single for Nolan Macabrota.
Right fielder number 2, Ricky Phillips.
Jaco to second, Macabrota at first with the RBI. Ricky Phillips to bat, 1 out here in the 8th inning.
Second RBI today for Macabrota, and he's showing Chatham-Kent that you can't just play him one way. Had that double to center field like I mentioned. That one the opposite way to left field. As a lefty, it's super valuable to have, being able to go spray the ball to all fields.
Dan Norman wants to have a conversation with Garrett Day, and he's quick with his message as he heads back to the dugout. Can't make a pitching change here as Day has to face the required minimum 3 batters. Norman, the first manager in the history of this expansion franchise, the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. First pitch, it's on the ground. Picked up by the second baseman to short for 1. The relay to first. It's in time for the out. A ground ball double play, which was exactly what Garrett Day needed in that situation. And the Baycats strand a runner. A double play off the bat of Ricky Phillips. So, Barrie up by 3 as we head to the 9th here at Vintage Throne Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV.
The Baycats in inning number 8.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
Last chance here for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. They trail the Baycats by 3 runs. So this 9th inning is brought to you again by United Way Simcoe Muskoka, making poverty unignorable. To learn how you can help, you can visit uwsimcoemuskoka.ca.
It'll be Haggoth, Mackey, and Sillett for the Barnstormers in the 9th off right-hander Carlos Sano. Baycats on top 8-5. 17 hits. Swing and a miss. I think that's the season high for the Baycats this year. In the Toronto game, they had 11 runs on 11 hits. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled off to the left side.
Well, definitely a big bounce-back effort from Thursday, and that's the big story coming into this one. Just the lack of offense from that one compared to the entire team contributing today. 17 hits, everyone hitting, everyone reaching base.
Inside, 1 and 2. Well, that's what you want to see from your ball club. Every team in the IBL at some point is going to have a night like the Baycats had here on Thursday against Hamilton. There's a law of averages. It's going to happen to your team at some point. The question is, what do they do the next game? To second, Macabrota had to hustle back over there to get his foot on the bag, and he does in time. 1 out here on the 9th.
It kind of looked like an awkward play there from the perspective of Noah Macabrota, because he kind of went for the ball and then may have seemed to call him off. He had a better angle at it, and Macabrota really did have to hustle to get back to the bag and make sure his feet were positioned right.
Now pinch hitting for Chatham, number 4, Anthony Palowick.
Anthony Palowick will bat here for the Barnstormers, and Palowick will bat in Robert Mackey's spot. Mackey reached base twice today. First pitch from Sano, low and inside.
Palowick from London, Ontario. He played the club varsity level at McMaster University.
Sano with a fastball, and it's inside. Count 2-0. So the Barnstormers finish the weekend in London tomorrow, 1:05 at Labatt Memorial Park. Baycats will enjoy a day of rest on their Sunday after 3 games in 4 days this week. Kyle Maves to Nolan Macabrota. 2 out in the 9th. Next week, very busy for the Baycats. Guelph on Tuesday, in London on Friday, and then the majors are here Sunday afternoon, so it's kind of a home and home with the London Majors, with a Saturday off in between. And that will be the first of 3 Sunday afternoon games at Vintage Throne Stadium this year.
If you're a Baycats fan here,
Number 34, Noah Murciano.
if you're a Baycats fan here, you are hoping dearly that this last out of the game is a strikeout, because Baycats are sitting on 4. Those free fries are on the line here.
Pinch hitter here for the Barnstormers as Sano winds and deals, and it's fouled back to the screen. Noah Murciano at the plate here for Chatham-Kent. Barnstormers battled hard, trailing 4-0, tied the game at one point. Barrie rebuilt a lead, and they've held on since. 8-5 Baycats. 1-1 pitch. And it's lifted to shallow left field, and over is the shortstop on the grass to make the catch, and that's the ball game. Barrie wins today, and the first game in the history. These two teams head to head. Final score, Barrie 8, Chatham-Kent 5.
The Baycats really put on the foot on the gas offensively today, and that was the big story of the game. 17 hits as a team. Chatham-Kent really made it a ball game in the 5th inning, coming back and tying the game at 4, but since then, Barrie just didn't let up, scoring 4 more runs, and Juan Benitez is surely happy because he is the winning pitcher today.
So the Baycats win by a score of 8-5, and we will be back here next on Sunday when the London Majors come to town. 3:05 first pitch here on Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie. Better yet, come on out and join us here at Vintage Throne Stadium. For Julius, Hern, and our entire Baycats TV crew, I'm Ben Davy. Good afternoon from Vintage Throne Stadium in Springwater.
We hope that you drive home safely.